Hey guys, we are back this week. This week we're going to be working on the wiring on the interior of the car, get everything kind of sheathed up, pinned to the Emtron, and then we're also going to finish up the engine bay wiring with the relocation of some of the wiring so I can open up a port for the mil-spec bulkhead that I'm going to be running. So going to finish up on the wiring on that, get that all terminated, placed in its final resting position, get the cowl back on. And then when we move into the interior, get all the wiring pretty much situated for the interior of the car, everything terminated at the ECUs, so that way the only thing left is running from the Emtron all the way to the bulkhead and the bulkhead to the engine. So stay tuned, we're gonna get this wrapped up. All right, so we got the windshield wiper motor back installed. You can see I've got my little grommet over here. Actually, you can't see that, it's behind the catch can. I've got the hose, the wires ran to the sides. I got to cut the windshield washer wires to length. So we're gonna save that. I did cut the driver's side wheel ABS sensor. So I've got to repin that. I've got this all kind of ran basically where I want. I've got the brake reservoir sensor plugged in, so that's good. That goes there. And so I'm gonna terminate this, get it installed down there, and then we'll work on getting these wires cut and basically plumbed up to the motor, and that should finish up this area so we can put the cowl back on and we're good to go. All right, so before you go ahead and terminate this, I've got a small piece of SEL. SEL is basically Raycom's version of heat shrink. It hardens or it shrinks to a more hard state than regular heat shrink, and it's got a higher temp rating. So I really like this stuff. It's a lot more rigid and it gives you a nice appearance once it's all done. Also, before you terminate these, you need to make sure you put your little seals on. I have forgotten those a time or two and it's a real pain in the butt. All right, so we got these fully pinned. Go ahead and throw the connectors on. And then we'll use the heat shrink to basically shrink as little or as much as we want. You do need to make sure that you get these in the correct orientation because this is CAN bus. You kind of can't guess on this stuff. Here we go. So probably shrink that right there. And that one's good. Just pinch these a little bit and the glue will basically keep it shut and sealed, which is really cool. There we go. So that one's good. We'll let that one cool down for a little bit. We'll get that ran, and then now we can work on getting this cut. All right, so you basically want to reuse, or not reuse, but I'm replacing the zip tie. Actually, it might go on this side. I think it does. That should be good. Yeah, give me a little bit of relief there, so we should be good there. And as you can see, we've got a decent amount to cut. There we go. So I'll go ahead and strip back this DR25 a bit. When you do this, you need to make sure you're not clipping any wires. So double, triple check if you need to. Make sure you don't cut anything. All right, now we'll get the seals thrown on. For the seals, I'm going to be reusing the ones that were on there. I've got the new pins, but the seals that came with it for the TGVs are for smaller gauge wire. So I'm going to go basically unbend these pins and cut these wires and pull these seals off. So I'll be right back. All right, so I've got all of the seals taken off. There is one that's a little bit lighter, different color. That is for the larger gauge wire, so there's going to be one different. I always recommend putting the seals on before you crimp anything, just like last time, so you don't forget a seal. After you crimp these, you always want to do a small tug test just to make sure you've got good contact. I'm not having any issues here, so everything's going smooth so far. All right, so we've got all the seals moved in, so we'll go ahead and crimp those down. And that's it. We've got all those wires pinned. And I took a picture of what the connectors look like before depinning, so we shouldn't have any issues. So I'll put the SEL there. I've got a little cap for this. There we go. All right, so back on these, we've got little keepers that basically go inside here, so you're gonna wanna use a pick. These are kind of a pain to get in here. I recommend doing this over a piece of towel or cloth so you don't lose it. There we go. So we're good there. I do have to change this out. The one I got is too big. Look at that. That's perfect. There we go. So we should be good to put the cowl back on. Yeah, everything's tight. This is good. This is good. Everything's all situated. So we'll go ahead and put the cowl back on. There we go. So you basically want these to line up. If you have the winter package, I've got the defrosters. That's what that's for. Perfect. So I'll go ahead and pick up the clips. Just want to get some fresh ones, so we're going to leave those off for now, but cowl part is wrapped up. All right, so we've got all of the wiring wrapped up for the interior of the engine bay. You can see I went ahead and relocated from that grommet to the smaller one, all the major wires for the power steering, for the ABS, for the brake reservoir, and the transmission wiring is all coming out of that hole there. And then I've got the wiring running against the firewall. Everything came out really nice. And then we've got the main wire for the windshield wiper harness, and then everything else kind of laying exactly where it needs to be. So overall, this came out really nice. Went ahead and replaced the clips with all the new ones. Cowl's back in place. Windshield wipers are back in place. That's going to wrap us up for the engine bay area. We've got our O2 sensor right down there. Basically all of our wiring. So we've got all of our wiring down there. Basically we've got a 12-pin DTM connector with all of our wiring there, and that's going to basically serve for our back pressure and our EGT probe or EGT module. I've got all the probes wired to here, and then all of the power and CAN bus wires running to there. So everything came out really nice. Happy with everything so far. So got that wrapped up. I'll show you the interior and see what that looks like. All right, so we've got most of these wires kind of knocked out. I've got 2 stacks, 8 wires here that are not being used, and then another 8 wires not being used here. So we're going to sleeve these, get those set aside, and then we can focus on the main bunch. All right, so we've got this taped up. We've got it in the connector for now, just for length. Go ahead and put a sheath on this, and then shrink these both down, and we should be good to go. Put a little bit of soap on the sheathing and it should slide over much easier. Just a little bit. And you're good there. Now, before we put the connectors on, we're going to label or identify each port on the DTM connector, each number, and sequence it with each wire, so that way we should be good. Once this is all assembled, we wouldn't have a need to go back into here. All right, so we'll call those good. We've got this, that's good. Let's go ahead and start focusing on the other interior wires. So before I start cutting these, I am going to go over my schematic, make sure we've got all of our wires where they need to be. This is 16 gauge. I'm going to be using this for our DC-CD control. So I'll probably put that on its own DTM with the 16 gauge grounds that we'll be running on that, so that way they're quick and easy. But all these interior ones we'll put on DTMs, except for this one. DTM, DTM, DT, and then we should be good on the inside for now. So give me a minute, I'll look over my schematic and then we'll get started on this. All right, so after many hours, I was able to get the interior wiring harness all cleaned up and basically ran together like it needs to be. So now we're going to go in here and cut and terminate. So we've got this stack of wires that's going to line up with this connector. We've got this stack of wires that's going to line up with that connector. And then this stack of wires that's going to line up with that connector. We're going to work on one at a time. And what we're going to do is cut and then sleeve everything and then pin it into the ECU. So I'm going to cut this a little long, give us a little bit more of a working area. Yeah, so my technique is I'm going to go basically cut to the edge of this ECU, and that way, well, I'm actually going to cut it on the edge of this. It's going to give us a little bit of working room. That way we can pull the wire back because we still got the whole pin, and that's basically going to be right to the edge here. So, well, actually, you know what? Yeah, let's cut it to the edge of here. So that'll give us a little bit more room, and we can move the wire backwards if we need to, but at least we're not too short. So we're going to cut it to the edge of this block here on both, and then go from there. All right, so these are all color coded. I don't see anything that is very similar to each other. Black with red stripe, black with blue stripe. The only thing that is similar is the DC-CD wires and then the ECU ground wires. But I can easily check that with a multimeter to the end of the ground point or to the DCC connector. So just going to use some loppers We're gonna line this up. We're gonna verify before we cut. Don't wanna make the mistake that each one goes to each. DCC goes to connector B. Connector A is for the wideband, which is the top one. So yes, this one is correct. So we'll go ahead and go like that. And basically right where my finger is. Boom, just like that. We have cut all of that connector wiring. So I'm gonna go ahead and sheathe that. And then we will splice the connectors or the pins onto here and get those ran in. So let's go ahead and mark where I want the DR25 to end. Just gonna use some Kapton tape. And basically gonna run it to like right here. And that'll give us that extra room. So we'll be good there. All right, so go ahead and pull that out. All right, so we've got the carpet resting back where it needs to be. So if we'll go ahead and pull that out, we are still running the factory shield. I did put some spacers on here and actually converted this to studs instead of bolts. So if we pull this off, that is our final resting spot for our Emtron ECU. So went ahead and 3D printed this bracket, altered this, that way the ECU is now sitting orienting the wires this way instead of this way. And then we've got all of the factory harnesses ran in there. I did 3D print this boot at a TPU. The standard boots that you can get for these connectors, the openings are a little too small. So I had to print this one for a little bit larger because this one's going to actually have ultimately 3 junctions of wires. These ones are all going to have 2. So I think I can get away with these as far as the factory harness, and then we're going to have the engine bay harness running up in this direction. So we should be good. Don't mind this. This is just our amp, RCAs, and remote turn on. Going to relocate this so that's clean, but that's basically what we're looking at for now. Everything came out really, really nice and organized. So if you look up here, basically I ran some of the wiring in this plastic protective shield. I've got our Ethernet cable through there and basically tied into the factory wiring there. These ones I still got to finish finalizing the placement on those, but everything else is pretty much wrapped up. Got the factory zip tie there, and then there's going to be another one there. That'll basically keep everything cinched down and tight so nothing moves around. But that kind of wraps us up for the interior wiring. Now we can finally move on to the bulkhead wiring from the ECU upwards and then from the bulkhead to the engine. All right, guys, well, that's what we've got for this week. Appreciate you guys dropping by again. Super excited that we've got the majority of the interior wiring all situated. We could finally move on to the engine bay bulkhead wiring, get all that situated, and then we should be right back to firing this thing back up. So with that said, we'll catch you next time.